Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Champ Tech Talks. In this episode, we'll be talking about how to set up a CICD pipeline from scratch using Jenkins and SonarQube. What we're about to do is to host a .NET based application by building it through Jenkins. The build pipeline will include the checkout, NuGet restore, building the project, and finally, we'll be creating a vulnerability assessment report using SonarQube. Apart from the above, we'll be using commands to move the files here and there so you can get an idea how some specific flags can be used for file manipulation. As the first step, go to jenkins.io/download in order to download the Jenkins setup file. In my case, I'm selecting Windows. Once you click on the Windows operating system, it will download the Jenkins setup file. You can simply install the Jenkins setup file by navigating through the steps, next, and install. Once you finish the setup, it will redirect you to a page which is localhost 8080, which is the default Jenkins port number. So it says please wait until Jenkins is getting ready to work. Until this process happens, we can select a username and a password to set as the admin credentials. It will ask for an email address. In any case, if you forgot the credentials, you can use this email address to reset the password. As the next step, you can unlock Jenkins. So in order to do this process, go to the mentioned path there. In my case, it's C program files 86 Jenkins/secrets. Once you navigate to this particular location, you can see a file which is the initial admin password. Just copy the content and paste it in the placeholder where you can enter the unlock Jenkins credentials. Press next. It will ask you to install the suggested plugins. So I'm going to proceed installing the suggested plugins here. You can see the default plugins that contains Ant, Gradle, Git, Subversion, and the other required plugins in order to set up the initial stage. Until this process happens, we can go to download SonarQube page where sonarqube.org/downloads. I'm selecting the community edition. Unlike in Jenkins, SonarQube will give you a zipped archive. So what you have to do is download the package, unzip the content to a different folder in order to run the SonarQube setup. I'll be creating a new folder in local disk C. I'm creating a folder called SonarQube and pasting the content which I downloaded from the SonarQube website. If we go back to Jenkins again, you can see it's redirecting to getting started page where you can set up the username and password. I'm typing the username and password that we have already selected earlier. Then it will redirect you to the instance configuration page where it shows the Jenkins URL, which is localhost 8080. Either you can change the port number or you can go with the default port number. Once you're done with this step, it says Jenkins is ready. You can see the Jenkins homepage as the final stage. So let's switch back to SonarQube in order to proceed with the installation. Once you have copied all the files, go to SonarQube, bin, and Windows. There you can find an executable called startsonar.exe. Right click on this and run as administrator. You can see some of the commands are running and it says critical error, wait for the JVM process. So what you have to do is you have to install the Java virtual machine. I'm going to download the Java development kit. Make sure that you have to install Java 11 in order to proceed with SonarQube. Once you install Java, go to SonarQube config wrapper.conf, edit the file. There is a command called wrapper.java.command. Paste the Java bin path, save the wrapper.conf file. Again, go back to the bin folder, Windows, and start executing the startsonar.exe. You can see the error is no longer there. It seems like it's running smoothly. Wait until you got the message saying SonarQube is up. Yeah, we got it. SonarQube is up. So what you can do is simply open the browser, navigate to localhost :9000, which is the default SonarQube port number. So in order to proceed with the project, you can go to login. There it's asking for the admin username and password. So to get the default credentials, go to docs.sonarcube.org/latest/instance-administration/security. There you can find a section called admin credentials. As you can see, the default login password is admin and the default username is admin. So I'm trying to log into SonarQube using the provided credentials. You can see the SonarQube homepage. So you can start creating a project by navigating to this project menu. As the next step, what we are about to do is we are going to clone the project from GitHub. So I'm using the Jenkins pipeline in order to do the clone operation. Click on new item. Enter the item name. In my scenario, I'm typing the name as CICD flow. Select it as a freestyle project. Press next. You can see some tabs for the general source code management, build triggers and stuff. So we can start creating our project by filling up this relevant information in the general section. Once you go through the advanced button, you can see an option called use custom workspace. This step is not mandatory, but using a custom workspace will ensure that this project will not create inside the Jenkins default workspace location. So I'm creating a separate directory as Jenkins custom workspace in my local disk C. And the display name will be CICD flow. So next, go to the source code management section and select the source code management provider as Git. Insert a credential. In order to proceed with this step, type the Git username and Git password in this pop-up. Press the add button. Let's see whether the error is going away or not. Still no. So what we have to do is, we have a configuration to be done in between Jenkins and Git. So to do this, go to Jenkins, Manage Jenkins, Global Tool Configuration. There you can see an error message saying there is no such executable called Git. So what we have to do is, we have to paste the Git path. I have already installed Git in my local PC, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to acquire the path. So you can see where my Git path is. Either you can install Git on the fly, but in this scenario I am inserting my local Git path in this global tool configuration section. Paste it in the path to Git executable text box and make sure to specify git.exe. Apply the changes and go back to the configure page. There you can see error is still there. Just reload the credentials. Now you can see the error is not there anymore. You have to specify the branch name here. So in my case, I'm selecting the master branch. So let's build the project. So what you can do is, you can simply click on build now. Until the build process happens, go to console output. There you can see all the files are cloning from GitHub to our mentioned repository. As the next step, what we have to do is, we have to run the SonarQube scanner by scanning all these code segments that we downloaded from Git. Go to Manage Jenkins and Global Tool Configuration, because we have to install SonarQube as a dependency within Jenkins. So there you can find a SonarQube as a section. Since it's not there, what we have to do is, we have to install it as a plugin. Go to Manage Jenkins, Manage Plugins, search for the string SonarQube. Make sure to switch back to the Available tab. So once you search for SonarQube, it will show you the SonarQube scanner. Just click on it and install. So once you restart Jenkins, you can go back to the global tool configuration page again. Now you can see two options, Sonar Scanner for MS Build and SonarQube Scanner. Since we are dealing with a .NET based project, we are about to do this configuration with Sonar Scanner for MS Build. So it's asking to add Sonar Scanner for MS Build. I'm specifying a name here, ticking this option install automatically. I'm selecting the latest version. So this will install SonarQube on the fly. So what we can do is go back to our pipeline and press build now. So we can check whether the SonarQube scanner has started its operations or not. So before proceeding with this SonarQube MS Build begin analysis, you can see there is a command that I have used as an execute Windows batch command. This command is going to back up the previous content which is already there in the CICD flow folder. So this command acts as a backup mechanism. So it will back up all the content by adding a timestamp to a different location. As the second build step, we'll be adding Sonar Scanner for MS Build begin analysis. So it's asking you to specify the SonarQube installation location. So what I'm going to do is again go back to the configuration page because we have to specify our SonarQube server related information. If you go to configure page, you can see a SonarQube server section. I'm using the name as SonarQube and our server URL is localhost:9000. This is the default SonarQube port number. So I'm using the default. So I'm pasting the server URL as it is. Once you save the configuration, you can go back to the build steps. So there you can add a new build step. I have already created a SonarQube project using the name CICD flow. So our project key will be CICD flow. Project name will be CICD flow. You can specify the project version, which is not mandatory. So as the next build step, I'm adding the Sonar Scanner for MS Build end analysis. So once we are done with it, you can build the project again. Go back to the console output section. It cloned all the files. It started the SonarQube instance. But there is an error. The issue is we have to build the project while doing the SonarQube analysis. So what we can do is after this Sonar Scanner for MS Build begin analysis step, I'm going to add a new execute batch command section, which is NuGet restore in order to build the .NET project. So I'm specifying my NuGet location and the command is restore and specify the SLN file name. To download the NuGet.exe package, what you can do is, in order to download the NuGet package, go to nuget.org/downloads. So you can download the latest version from there. In my case, I'm copying the executable to a different location, which is local disk C NuGet. So when you are specifying the command, specify the path, restore, and within double quotation you had to specify the solution file name. We can build the project to check whether it's restoring all the NuGet packages. You can see in the build steps it's restoring all the NuGet packages and storing those inside the packages folder in order to proceed with the build operations. So if you go back to the CICD flow, there you can see a packages folder. Our next step is to build the project. So go back to the Manage Jenkins page and go to Global Tool Configuration. So in this scenario, we have to configure MS Build plugin in order to work with our Jenkins flow. So you can see there's a separate section for MS Build. Just click on Add MS Build. It will ask for the name, path to MS Build, and the default parameters. You can go to visualstudio.microsoft.com/downloads and search for the string build tools in order to download the MS Build plugin set. So it will ask you to install using the Visual Studio installer. Select the options .NET Desktop Build Tools and Web Development Build Tools. So once you install these things, you have to get the bin path for the MS Build. So in my case, it's Visual Studio 2019 Build Tools MS Build current/bin. Make sure to use the latest version so you won't get any conflicts with the previous versions. So just copy this path and paste it in the text area where you have to say path to MS Build. Press OK and let's go back to our pipeline. So this step will be build a Visual Studio project or a solution using MS Build. Expand the drop down, MS Build version, select msbuild.exe, which is the name we have added in the configurations page, and go to the custom location, copy the path and mention the MS Build file, which is the CICD flow.sln. And one of the most important steps will be this command line argument section. So the configuration will be a release, and I'm specifying my Visual Studio version as 19, and output path is Jenkins custom workspace. All the build files will move to Jenkins custom workspace CICD flow/release files. So let's build the project. And I'm going back to the console output section to check what's happening in the background. You can see two errors saying cannot open Jenkins custom workspace. So let's go back to the steps and check what happened there. You can see I have mentioned Jenkins custom workspace, so this should be C. So that's our default project location. Build the project again and check what's happening there. You can see the building started and it's giving you all the outputs, and finally you can see the message build succeeded. So if you go back to our default location, you can see release files folder is there and all the DLL files are there as the result of our build statements. So our building process is complete. Now as the final step, we can add Sonar Scanner for MS Build end analysis. There you can see SonarQube scanner has started. So once the scanning process completes, it says analysis successful. You can click the below link. So it will redirect us to the SonarQube web-based report. You can see the result is passed and you can see all the matrices, measures related to our code. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to navigate to the C# issues. So there I can see there are 4 issues in the home controller saying there are unused imports. So what I'm going to do is, I'm directly going to our Git repository. I'm changing the code so we can check whether our SonarQube report is reflecting to changes or not. So I'm changing the file, committing the changes since we are already in the master branch. If we press the build step in our Jenkins pipeline, it should clone all the updated code from the master branch and build the project, and it should finally show us the updated CICD report. You can see if I reload the SonarQube web report, you can see the code smell count has reduced to 0 since we have resolved all the issues. So that means the SonarQube report is updated as well, so we can say there's no issues with our flow. So you can see the updated SonarQube report from this section. So from this we can conclude that our CICD process has completed and it's giving us the updated SonarQube report as well. So if you check out the link that we have provided to an article, So it will show you all the other commands that you can use within the build pipeline. So I have included how to do an FTP command, how to download a SonarQube report, how to send email notifications, how to zip files using 7-zip. So these processes can be used inside this SonarQube and the Jenkins pipelines in order to convert the result to whatever the output you needed. So if you have any questions with the flow, just place a comment below. Thank you for watching.